Well, the second week of the May Carnival this Thursday night at Sandown Park. The May Carnival continues, and I'm joined by one of my good mates once again, George Farrugia, on my right shoulder. Hello to you, Georgie boy.
G'day, mate. How are you? We're getting used to this, aren't we, Jim Bob?
We are, mate. But how about the Carnival at Sandown Park? Let's talk about the Sapphire Crown quickly. What a terrific race, and what a well-deserved win. Black Opium finally landing that elusive Group 1 victory.
Yeah, and I think we called it quite well with the greyhound off box 5 that might give her a little bit of trouble early. But the way she won that race, that was a famous victory for Black Opium. Terrific to win over $500,000, and she finally gets that Group 1 status, which she bloody deserves, let's be honest.
Well, we only had to wait 1 week for our next Group 1. It is the Harrison-Dawson, which we are now previewing, Georgie boy. And having a look at this box draw, Viva Tar's probably the winner from the draw, but the class field on the outside is just enormous. Simon told Helen into box number 3, and he looks to be going as good as ever. Tick-along Tonk in 6. And how about the performance of Jax Bale last week? He was simply outstanding.
Yeah, I think Trainee Matty Lanigan would have been pretty excited when that red box came up for Vivitar. He certainly does his best racing off that, but I know you're very, very excited, James. As a young greyhound, you spotted Simon Told Helen, and we get to see him in full flight again. What about his heat win? Well, I know we're going to go through it, but just the acceleration. Every greyhound fan just cannot wait to see Simon Told Helen go around.
Yeah, well, I messaged the wife straight after I called the race of Simon Told Helen. I said, one day we have to breed one of our dogs to this. I think he's the greatest dog I've seen. And I know you can sometimes say that a little bit easily, but his turn of foot from, say, 30 metres into the race until the end of the back straight is something I've never seen before in the 15, 20 years I've been involved in greyhound racing.
I'm going to hold off from saying he's the best I've seen, but I totally agree with you in regards to that speed. To go 5.06, James, and then run 18.50s down the back at Sandown Park.
It's extraordinary.
Like you said, that acceleration. We seen him on Melbourne Cup night do that off a wide draw, didn't we? Where he just blew good dogs away, and it's really, really exciting. Don't mind where he's drawn either on Thursday night. So he's going to be hard pressed to beat.
Yeah, mate. Well, let's take a look at these heats. Vivitar used box 1 in the heat as the way Matty Lanigan will be hoping Vivitar uses the red in the final. Also qualifying from this heat, we had Lightning Blast, who jumped from 7. And Leon Bale, who can show a little bit of speed. And let's not forget Leon Bale was placed in the Warrnambool Cup, which is a very good form line.
Yeah, look, I mean, people say that Vivitar had box 1 and that's the reason he won. But I tell you what, the heat was on him early and he was able to just defeat all challenges. There was certain stages in the race where he looked like he might get run down, but he just kept powering to the line. It was a really, really gutsy win. Forget the fact that he had box 1. I just think he had very good dogs behind him, like you mentioned, and he certainly deserves his spot in that final.
Yeah, the big concern, I think, for this heat is the fact that the leader was Leon Bale in 5.11, and when you look at the others like Simon Told Helen, they're probably going to be in front of that trio, and therefore they're not going to be ran down. Let's take a look at heat number 2. This was Jax Bale, and I've been saying for weeks, I feel this greyhound's got the X factor, Georgie boy, and by gee, 5.04. 18.57. I nearly fell out of the window of the Sandown broadcast box at this point because he was just humming 29.136. What a performance it was.
Yeah, look, it sort of didn't come as a surprise, did it? Because, I mean, he's a greyhound that was almost thrown in the deep end. I think Team Daly realised how good this greyhound was. They'd be wrapped, obviously, being a son of Alan Deed, and he's finally put it all together with all those sectionals. I thought his run in the Warrnambool Cup heat was really good too. So, it come as no surprise. Tick-along Tonk just blew the start. I mean, that's all it was. I mean, we've seen him do that a couple of times more recently, but when you can't give Jax Bale at the start and the beating the way he went, he was outstanding. Not sure about the box draw this week, though, Jim Bob. I'm not sure what your thoughts are.
Yeah. Look, Jax Bale, I think, to have won the Harrison-Dawson this week would have needed to have drawn inside of Tick-along Tonk like he did in the heat. That was my theory. But I think we forget how impressive Tick-along Tonk was running second. Nonetheless, he still went about 29.35 and he missed the kick. So there's plenty of upside to him to bounce back to his best as well. Oh,
absolutely. He's a star. And, he likes drawing box 6 too. But as we've seen at Sandown Park, he can split around that 5.05, 5.06, and that's going to be the key to him.
Well, mate, I'm running out of voice because it's been such a big May Carnival, so I'm trying to soldier on. I've got emails coming through left, right and centre here as we do another isolation preview. But how about this one here, mate? Simon Told Helen. I've been so excited about this greyhound from almost the first moment I set eyes on him. It was love at first sight for myself and Simon told Helen. I don't know if it's replicated back toward me, but this greyhound is something extraordinary.
Yeah, look, we mentioned it in the preview last week. The writing was on the wall with that Warrnambool Cup placing, wasn't it, Jim Bob? And then he went to Sandown, posted in 22.75. You've had dogs trial there. That's ridiculous. It's just a silly time. He's got unbelievable speed. He stands out with that big Roman nose. You don't want to be against him in a photo finish, certainly this week. But, yeah, look, he's the greyhound for me. He's proven at this level. They're the dogs that win Group 1 races, so Jim Bob, the ones that are able to break away from this field. He's not the only one in this field that can do that, but I think he's probably got a length or so on him if they all begin and fly out.
Well, what are you tipping, mate? It's the Group 1 Harrison-Dawson. I think Simon told Helen it's going to be pretty tough to roll from the good draw.
Yeah, my numbers are 3, 6, 7 and 5. I've gone Simon told Helen. Look, Jim, if he can just begin on terms, I think he'll be incredibly hard to beat because of his box draw. He'll hunt up underneath them. And if he runs around the 29.15 mark, which we know he can, he'll be hard to beat. Tigalong Tonk, clearly my second pick, even though he got defeated last week. I think he has been one of Australia's premier sprinters for the last couple of months. And if he just gets that start right too, he'll certainly give them some curry. Jack Bale, really hard to leave him out. He's racing with a bit of confidence. He could have an unbelievable next 6 months, this greyhound. And I've thrown in a little bit of a roughie in Short Pork for fourth. It was between Short Pork and Vivitar compared to where Vivitar was drawn by it. I agree with you that Vivitar's could get sort of shuffled back a little bit, even though he's drawn well on the fence. I think Short Pork has got incredible acceleration. So 3, 6, 7, 5 are my numbers. What about you, mate?
Mate, I'm going 3, 6, 1 and 2. I'm leaning toward the same exactor. I just think there's so many reasons why Simon told Helen should win this final. I've gone 6 Tigalong Tonk for the same reasons you pointed out, George. You just have to include him. If you take out last run where he ran second and the Warrnambool Cup heat run where he had no luck, he'd probably go around favoured in this race. He's been absolutely airborne. Number 1, Vivitar, I just think drawn nicely and might get shuffled back, but might also hold a place on the rail. And I think Leon Bale's the other runner who can get out on speed. The $20 spend that we always have on these previews, I'm going to go $20 on the nose, the big Roman nose of number 3, Simon told Helen. What about you?
Yeah, it is a fair-sized nose, isn't it? What a great-looking greyhound. I'm going to Quinella.
Almost as big as this one, I reckon.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm not far behind you, mate. But look, 3 and 6, I think they've been the best 2 greyhounds for a long, long while. I think in this type of field, and I think they'll finish 1-2 for sure.
Yeah, going to be a really good race. There's no doubt about that. Enormous support card as well, mate. The carnival rolls on with the heats of the RSN 927 Sandown Cup. Just quickly, I haven't spoke to you about this, but is there something leading into the heats that you think could win the series?
Oh, look, Mr. Harleywood's going to be incredibly hard to beat. I haven't seen a greyhound in a little while win 4 races there, all around the 41.50, 41.60, Jim Bob. If he continues that form, he's clearly the greyhound to beat. We've seen Zipping Truvy troll really well there. She's up against him. They've drawn 1 and 2. Cannot wait for that race. That is going to be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, I think Zipping Truvy's drawn to get the nice run. And I like Captain Dynamite, the young kid on the block with plenty of X Factor. Well, that's our preview next week, Georgie. But for now, good luck and happy punting for the Harrison-Dawson.